what a great way to start 2025. I feel like we've all become friends and family with our next guest. So, with us is my friend Dana Flanagan. She is such a visionary. And every time I have you on, I feel like we learn more and more about who you are, your resiliency, your determination, your ability to handle change, right? Because these are all the things that make a good entrepreneur, an unbelievable entrepreneur. And you have been speaking with me, offline for the last few months because you've been immersed in a new project. And it's not just about you, it's about you and centers of influence and other people because you want to really focus on being a leader. So, with that said, once again, we are with the amazing Dana Flanagan. Tell us, I don't even know where to get started. You have this new program. Let's start right there. You have been deep diving. Let's let everybody in on your secret.
Yeah, thank you so much for that introduction, Rhonda. Always a pleasure. I really love being on your show and, of course, having you as a colleague and friend in my life. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, so I've been working on this new project. I have really just taken everything I've learned in my 22 plus years in real estate and private equity venture capital funding and business, really, and put it into a program that can help not only real estate agents, but other entrepreneurs with sort of everything all in one. So, like with their branding, social media presence, conveying their value, and being able to convey what problem they solve for their potential clients and consumers out there. And it also comes along with all the systems and processes that you would need to manage it all. So, a CRM, funnels, automations, pretty much, ways to take payment. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that will get a CRM, but if you're not taught how to do it and how to utilize it to the best of its ability for your business to be able to scale, it's kind of like you just bought a product that you really can't use. So that's what I've been working on. It's been phenomenal. I do private coaching as well. And yeah, it's been great. I think that one of the biggest things that people are interested in is branding and social media, which has been great because those have always been right up my alley.
I love it. I think the biggest challenge that we face as an entrepreneur is wanting to be at the front end of change so that you are part of the growth. And I feel like what you always have your pulse on is what's next. You've never deviated from what you are good at, which is real estate and being involved in the financial markets. And a lot of times, if you watch social media, people will pivot. You know, they're doing this one week, they're doing sales another week. So I think that with your program, you're really staying focused in what it is that you do best, but you're now bringing a new audience under your umbrella saying, I've learned all of these valuable lessons in life. I want to now share them with you. So let's start with I'm a consumer, I'm a business owner, I should say business owner, and I stumble upon you and I go, oh my God, she's going to answer my prayers. We know that when people buy products and services, you hit it on the head. They get a product and they don't know how to use it. It's overwhelming. They don't know how to time manage. They don't know who to go to answer questions. So when you mentioned that you do coaching, are you doing coaching for the people that are purchasing your product so that you can watch their growth and be part of that journey?
Yeah, it's actually a little bit of both. So the package is available kind of like an all-in-one. So it's a year format and the framework is there for them to be able to scale their business. So if their goal is if it's a realtor, their goal is to double their sales. So they had 2 closings, now they want to go to 4 closings a month or what have you. If it's a entrepreneur and they are looking to grow their amount of customers. That is something that I can help them with through systems, processes, automations, and again, just really digital products, and also through branding and social media. Another thing that I have also implemented is digital products and how to create your own digital product for your business to be able to sell that online in an automated way so that you have income coming in even when you're not working. So that is also something that I help people do. So there's a lot to kind of unpack with what I do. And it's not one size fits all. I can create a customized plan for whatever the person's background is and for whatever they're looking to do with their business.
Now, this is a new adventure for you. So obviously you had to sit in the hot seat for a few minutes, right? What made you like, what was the fire in your belly that made you one day say, you know what, I need to take a pause and I need to be immersed in this new project?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a great question. I think it wasn't a great year for a lot of people in business in 2024. Um, there's been a lot of shifts in the market, real estate market, of course. There's just been a lot going on with the economy. There's been a lot of new rules and regulations with NAR implemented in real estate. And there's been a lot of changes with, just AI and, um, funnels and automations and what all those things mean and organization to your business. And I was one of those people when AI first came out, I was like, I'm not getting involved in that. That to me is so unauthentic and I didn't understand it. And as I started to learn a little bit more about it and how to incorporate it into your business and how it can really help give you time back into your business. And that's really what I think everybody that runs their own business desires is more time to do things that are more important to them, whether it's spending time with their family or pursuing their passions. Getting time back, time is our most valuable asset. And so I really had to go through some pain points myself, which was, taking a step back in my business and really reevaluating how am I going to scale? How am I going to take my business to the next level? And how am I going to implement these tools to be able to do that? Because if I don't get on this train and figure this out, I am going to be left far behind. And there are a lot of people that haven't even scratched the surface of even like social media. And it's really shocking to me how people are not utilizing certain tools that are available for free for them. So that's what I did is really kind of unpacked what people's pain points were and created a program around a way to help both entrepreneurs and realtors and business owners in this day and age.
So I know that, there's always those trial and errors. While you were developing your system, what was one of the failures that you had?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So there, there's just so many over the course of the time working through this. I think really, I'll tell you one of the biggest things was seeing the potential in people that told me they could help me when they really just um, were in it for themselves. And I really had to really kind of dig deep and look at who has really made me successful in all my years in business, and it's me. And so I really had to stop falling in love with the potential of people and, oh, this is such a great idea and we should work together and you have this skill and I have this skill and let's put them together and it'll be great. No, it was not great. And it ended up costing me a lot of money and a lot of time. And so that was a huge failure that I had to overcome. And I always look at things as failing forward. You take what happens to you as a learning process and you work with it. You have to kind of just take it and work with it. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. So you kind of have to understand why did this happen and what type of message is it sending me? And what type of hopefully protecting me from something else.
I love it. So for those that are listening, once again, we are speaking with Dana Flanagan. So your takeaway lesson is watch your relationships. And I think what I'm hearing is watch your relationships. And this is my advice that I always give to my clients that come to me when I'm in a coaching moment or in a business moment. Not only do you watch those relationships that it's those that that are close to you that usually land up violating your friendship and your trust. So create a really solid operating agreement so that if you need to exit the relationship, you have something as a basis to go off of, especially when it comes to being in the business sector. So, Dana, in reference to your program, just because we will have to break for a quick second, how do people reach you to learn more about the program that you're offering right now?
Yeah, sure. So you can find me all over social media at Dana Flanagan on both LinkedIn and Facebook. Instagram is Dana Flanagan Official, and you can find me on my website at theelevatedagent.com.
I love it. So we're going to jump into another round of what you are working on right now. You've been pivoting, you've been growing. Like how does that feel? Like let's talk about the people that have so much stress and anxiety. They say they're going to do it, they don't do it. They're blamers. Call it for what it is. You and I both have had this conversation. If you want to be successful, success is not always about money. Sometimes it's about personal and self-fulfillment, but we have to dedicate time and we need to be willing to give something up. So let's talk about that journey for you. What has it been like to have to position yourself to be that leader? And most importantly, like what have you needed to give up along the way?
Yeah. Well, I feel like I haven't left my house. And I'm somebody that generally, sports are my passion. I'm a big skier. It's ski season. Watching my friends out west skiing in Colorado and Utah on times that I typically go was a little bit of FOMO. We have a place in Fort Lauderdale that we haven't visited very much in the last 10 months. We used to be there every week and seeing my friends on boats and having a great time during Christmas week, which is typically a time that I go down there. And I was, just during the holidays, during the fall, during the summer, just kind of nose to the grindstone and getting these things done that I needed to do to be able to have the knowledge, have the value, have the systems in place, and be able to really offer something of value to the business owners out there. And so this is really my passion project. This is probably one of the most fulfilling things that I have done is encompass everything that I've learned in business and be able to package it into something that will resonate with so many people. And I find that, systems are, you're not reinventing the wheel, right? These are systems that we're putting together so that people can scale their business and it's following directions. That's not all that difficult. It's how to, to learn how to use these things together in so it's cohesive when it works together. What I find is really the most asked about is social media and branding. People have a real hard time, especially people that are in business for themselves, conveying their value to the consumer. What it is they do, what problem they solve, and who are they? Like, what is their brand? That is a question that I ask when we get on a coaching call. And there's a whole questionnaire that you fill out before you get on a call with me, but that's really what I open it up with. And how many business owners that may look like they have a good business going on the outside, but they really aren't confident in their business, they really don't know what it is that they offer, what's their value add. And so we really try to dissect that to be able to revamp their social media, revamp their branding, and revamp what the value is that they bring to others so that others will be interested in what it is that they sell or that they're providing to the consumer.
And I think that's so important because what you hear a lot of times, whether it's in real estate, it could be in contracting, right? It would be so relevant to a lot of businesses. Well, I spoke to you, Dana, but I can go somewhere else down the road and you're offering a commission at 6%, and down the road, I can get it at 2.5%. I'm making this up for the people listening, but
Yeah.
you understand, or a contractor who says, here's my bid, to do the project for you. And somebody says, well, somebody else could do it cheaper. I think the whole dynamic of understanding your value and also line iteming, right? Again, I just do this with my clients. If you are in a certain industry and you feel like you are making a presentation, you should have at all times, I call it my one pager. It's a one pager, and if you want, I'll send it to you so you can see what I'm referring to. It's your top 5 highlights of that year, right? And it's the top 5 things that you bring to the table. So if you're in real estate, you can say, like, these are my top 5 achievements, whether it be houses sold and what value, again, back to what you're saying, what problem did you solve? So when somebody says to me, well, why do I need you? And I can be able to say to them, well, you need me in this space because I'm going to be your accountability partner. We're going to have weekly coaching calls. I'm going to kick you in the butt. I'm going to help you organize and structure your business the way that it was meant to perform. We'll help you grow and scale. We'll help you onboard the employees that are most important to your business and take care of the ones maybe that are toxic to your business. So I love that you are focusing in certain areas and, more importantly, bringing the ownership back to the business owner and having them understand why, because your time is valuable. So give me an example of something that you may have done recently.
Oh gosh. Well, I speak with a lot of real estate agents, and I have had really the biggest complaints that I get from realtors is they don't know how to ask for business. And that is very tough if you are relying on commissions, if you're not able to ask for business. And it's really sales 101, right? And you can apply this to any entrepreneur or anybody that is going out to make a quote, like a roofer or a painter. It's really harnessing the sales aspect of the job. And you have to have some sort of, if you're going out to somebody's home to quote them on a price, you need to have some sort of sales skills built in there to beat out the competition. So if you want to raise your prices a little bit, we were talking a little previously in the show about real estate and commission and agents that are discounting and that sort of thing. You need to have sort of a scripted, and you never want to sound scripted, but that's, the word I'm using, a scripted process where you are able to loop around the objections. So you get an objection and then you loop around again with another piece said a different way. And in order to position it where they kind of can't say no, and it doesn't look like a pushy sales tactic. So any business that's out there that is quoting, bidding, there's a sales aspect to it. Following up, movers coming out to your home to quote you for your move. There should be follow-up. There should be, negotiations when it comes to the price. All of those things will help you get more clients. But so many times, and I'm just going to say, like a painter, if they come out, they quote you $10,000 to paint the inside of your home. And then they leave and they never follow up. They never ask, never thank you for having them out to their home. That's all sales 101. That's really simple stuff. And especially in those type of businesses where it's, manual labor, like painters, roofers, siding people, that sort of thing. I think it's really important to be able to understand the sales aspect and branding and how much social media plays a part in the success of their businesses.
I just had this conversation with somebody this morning, and I've yet to really ever go to market. I do my quote unquote, I post on social media. I'll do something small here and there, but I've never done the whole social media marketing, promoting, and advertising. For me, I've always been word of mouth. So if I was a client of yours, how would you educate me on making that decision to put that money in my budget?
As far as implementing social media into their marketing plan?
Mhm.
Okay. So, I mean, the first thing that I have people do is I take a look at their social media and what type of message are they sending to the potential consumer. So is their social media clear on what they do? Do they have a clear profile picture? In their bio, are they providing some sort of hook, which is going to make people continue to read or click on their profile? Do they have valuable information on their social media that is going to set them apart from their competition? So what is the value that they bring to the consumer and what is the problem that they solve. That needs to be very, very clear in the first couple sentences, depending on which social media platform. It really needs to be in the bio. And there should always be a call to action. So, click below for a free estimate, or, click below to go to my website and get a free home evaluation. Whatever the call to action is, needs to be very clear to drive the consumer to there very easily, because nobody wants to go looking for websites and leaving that page to go type in www somewhere else. There needs to be, everything needs to link together in a congruent manner.
I love it. So once again, we are speaking with the one and only Dana Flanagan. Dana, once again, for everybody that is listening, tuned in, and or watching today's episode, how do you want them to touch base with you?
I would love them to touch base with me. They can find me on social media at Dana Flanagan, and that's Flanagan. Instagram is Dana Flanagan Official, and my website is theelevatedagent.com.
I love it. Well, Dana, thank you so much for joining us again today. I'm sure that our audience was missing you, and I'm sure I'll have you on again real soon. I'll get ready to see you in just a few short weeks when I come down to North Carolina. Until next time, everybody, thank you so much for joining us again today. Stay tuned. We're getting ready to bring you information on our next guest.